welcome to the Class of 2022 Commencement Ceremonies. I want to welcome everyone here tonight, those that are with us on the field, those that are supporting us from afar, and those that are watching from above. I am so glad you have joined us tonight for this special occasion.
Tonight, our ceremonies will be in honor of our neighboring town of Uvalde to show our support. Before we begin, will everyone please join me in a moment of silence? Thank you.
Tonight, our ceremonies, graduates, tonight is about you. We are here to honor you on your momentous occasion of graduating high school. You have worked hard for 12 years of your life to get here tonight. You have spent the majority of your high school career living through a pandemic and the last bit of your senior year through a nearby tragedy. What I want you to know is that those things do not define who you are and what you will become. Your future is bright and the possibilities are endless. You have and you will overcome so much. We live in a community where everyone supports one another. We truly are blessed to have the support of so many. The school board, the law enforcement agencies, the community members, parents, family, all the staff, teachers, paras, secretaries, maintenance, custodians, transportation, technology, and administration. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for everything that you do. Our students are truly lucky to have each one of you. I would like to give a special thanks to the senior sponsors for this year. Mrs. Hutchison, Mrs. Bruce, Mr. Willis, Mr. Gomez, and Mr. Stanley. You all did an outstanding job, and I know our seniors appreciate it. We are here tonight to celebrate these amazing young men and women sitting to my left, with their cap and gowns on, their smiles ready, and a tad bit nervous. Each one of you holds a very special place in my heart. You are why I do what I do. You make me laugh, you inspire me, and on a few occasions have given me a few gray hairs. But you all have worked hard, and we are ready for the next chapter. So let's get on with it. We will now begin our ceremonies. Will Ryan Duncan please come to the stage? Let's go, Ryan!
Would you please rise for the national anthem and the pledge of allegiance to the United States flag and the Texas flag? In reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Noka Gonzalez, please join me. Please join me in reciting the pledge to the Texas state flag. Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Our invocation will now be given by Taryn Smith.
Everybody could please take off their hats and bow their heads. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here tonight and thank the seniors for their hard work and accomplishments throughout the years. I thank you for bringing us together to share this moment, and I pray that you watch over every single one of us as we celebrate tonight. I would also like to take this opportunity to ask you to watch over the families affected in Uvalde and to guide them in this time of loss and grief. Lord, I pray that you heal their souls and let them know that their babies are safe and taken care of with you up in heaven. Lord, I pray that you watch over us as we travel home and keep us safe. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Ricky, could you please come on stage? It is my honor and privilege to introduce you, the class of 2022 Salutatorian, Ricky Ricardo.
Please be seated. First and foremost, I would like to offer my deepest condolences to the families of those affected by the tragedy in our lovely neighboring town this past Tuesday. We will always remember this day, and we will recall the lives of those lost for much time to come. Good evening, parents, family members, honored guests, regular guests, and most importantly, the class of 2022. I think I speak for everyone here when I say that we never thought this day would ever come. When I found out I was being awarded with the Salutatorian title, I was absolutely thrilled, until I realized I had to write another essay. As I sat at my computer thinking of how I should approach this essay, I thought I would refer back to the techniques that I used throughout my 4 years of high school, the same techniques that landed me this astounding title. I used the internet. To help myself get a better understanding of what a salutatorian is, I turned to urbandictionary.com. A salutatorian is the smart kid who stayed up way too late studying, drank enough coffee to kill a camel, and missed so many parties that everyone thought they were a hermit to just get second place. While most of that is indeed true, I don't ever drink coffee. However, me being salutatorian doesn't set me apart from any one of my classmates. We have a very competitive class, and finishing with the second highest GPA average was definitely not as easy as I ever thought it would be. Tonight, we will all walk across this stage in the moment that we've been dawning upon for as long as 14 years. Every single one of you guys have been an impact in my life one way or another. Wednesday was our last day of being a student at Brackett High School, and we had no idea, as we thought we would come back on Thursday one last time. I am so glad that we bonded together the way we did as a class during our last 3 days of school together. Before we walk across this stage and get our diplomas, I would like to take a moment to take a stroll with y'all down memory lane one last time. Freshman year, a year of new opportunities, bigger stages to compete on, and most importantly, understanding just how many fish are actually in the sea. To be completely honest, I had no memory of what exactly freshman year consisted of. To help me remember, I went to my Snapchat memories and scrolled all the way down to 2018. After about 5 minutes of reminiscing on the adventures we would have, I thought I could put together a little summary for everyone. First of all, we literally had no worries at all. There was no stress for grades, no hard decisions to be made for our future lives, and it seemed as if we were on top of the world, even though we're supposed to be at the bottom of the food chain. TikTok was new to the market, and everyone swore they were going to be famous. Anelka. It also seemed like every weekend there was a different quince that we were all participating in. We would Snapchat our whole entire days on those days of quinces, from the church ceremony to the Snapchat that would say, "Tonight was a movie," even though it was only 12:15 a.m. and we're riding in the passenger seat of our mom's car. We were finally old enough to go to the egging on the night before the homecoming game, and even though we all knew we were going to be the biggest target, we went in with the unsaid confidence that was within all of us. If I could say one thing about freshman year, I'd say I wish I could live it all over again. The COVID year. If there was a history textbook to be made starting from the year of 2020, COVID-19 would be the first chapter. I'm proud of my class for embracing the challenge of learning from home and taking on the everyday change that our world was enduring. It was a tough time, but we made it through the rest of the year and were blessedly able to begin our junior year. Now, freshman year and sophomore year were both years full of fun, worry-free adventures. I had no stress, no problems, and then we became juniors. We welcomed junior year with hopes of new beginnings, and also with Mrs. Welch and Mrs. Price sending us emails every single day. SAT this, ACT that, sign this before this date, register for that before that date. We finally had real responsibilities, and we're finally on the stage to start making decisions that would truly affect our future. We encountered many changes once again throughout our world, with more chapters being written before our very eyes. For the first time in my life, I was actually walking into classrooms and listening to this new thing called politics. There was lots of learning, overcoming, and of course, enduring and embracing the challenges at hand. 9 months ago, we finally made it to our last straightaway on this track that we had been running on. Senior year. We are now the top of the food chain, the rulers of the hallways, and the leaders of causing the most possible havoc throughout the school. Witnessing my closest friends begin applications to colleges and talk about the future was such a surreal feeling. Out of the 30 people sitting right here on my left, 16 of them started their first day of school ever at the pre-K here in Brackettville, including myself. When I tell you how much this class means to me, it is an understatement. Sitting in that group of people, we have athletic state qualifiers, athletic state champions, academic state qualifiers, academic state champions, and much, much more incredible feats. Senior year was a year filled with happiness and realization that the world has so much more to offer than being a proud representative of small town Brackettville, Texas. I will miss being late to school with Abraham almost every day and telling Mrs. Hernandez our famous excuse. Sorry, Mrs. Hernandez, traffic was bad this morning. I will miss the constant laughs we had in Ms. Bruce's classroom for any and whatever reason. I will miss walking into Ms. Woodson's class and listening to her tell us how upset she was because she didn't get the Wordle under 4 tries, and so much more. Tonight, graduation is more than just a liberation from high school. It is a celebration of all the good and bad times, the frustrating yet amazing teachers, our senior the relationships lost and the new one made, and most importantly, a celebration of the future that is awaiting all of us. As I stand before you as a 2022 Salutatorian, I inform you that I have accomplished high school in the exact fashion that I planned to, with no regrets. On top of my cap, I am wearing a picture of one of my best friends, who was there for me through all of my ups and downs. He would stay the night at my house every single night, and we practically grew up together. His name was Moose, and he was a dog. I met Moose when I was in kindergarten, and he stuck by my side all the way until my junior year of high school. The thing about Moose was that he was always there for me. When I was upset, he was there for me to pet him. When I needed to vent out my emotions, he was there to listen to me. When I was happy, he would try his best to dance with me. Through thick and thin, he was always there for me. Class of 2022, tonight is the first night of the rest of our lives. If I had one last piece of advice to give all of you, I'd say to be like Moose. Thank you. It is with pride that I introduce to you the Brackett High School Class of 2022 Valedictorian Morgan Welch.
On behalf of the Brackett High School graduating class of 2022, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to our commencement ceremony. Today is the day that so many of us have been eagerly awaiting. I would like to start my speech by thanking all of our amazing administrators and staff members here at Brackett ISD that made this night possible. Without the love, help, and support of these individuals, my classmates and I would not be where we are tonight. I would also like to thank our senior class sponsors, Mrs. Bruce, Mrs. Hutchinson, Mr. Gomez, Mr. Stanley, and Mr. Willis for all of the hard work and dedication that they put into creating an unforgettable high school experience. And to the countless family, friends, mentors, and loved ones here with us tonight, both physically and in spirit, thank you for everything you have contributed to leading up to this moment. The class of 2022 has faced a countless amount of challenges over the past 4 years. The individual obstacles that each of us faced were often mentally and physically draining and sometimes very hard to see past. However, the class of 2022 has truly persevered, and tonight we step into the next chapter of our lives. After a heartbreaking week of pure devastation, I'm feeling extremely blessed to be standing here speaking to all of you. God has given my classmates and I the opportunity to cross the stage tonight and receive our high school diplomas. This is an opportunity that 19 innocent Robb Elementary students were stripped of in a matter of minutes. These beautiful children were all robbed of their futures as a result of a single individual's actions. My dad once told me that bad people are always going to find ways to do bad things. But in my mother's own words, we cannot live our lives in constant fear. If anything, the events of the past week have shown us that no matter how young or old you are, life is not guaranteed and can be taken from you in just an instant. Knowing this, it is so important that we come together, love one another, and do more good in a world riddled with so much hatred. We owe it to ourselves to relentlessly pursue our dreams, no matter how big or small they may be. If not for yourself, then for Nevaeh Bravo, Emery Garza, Irma Garcia, Eva Mireles, Uzziah Garcia, Ellie Garcia, Xavier Lopez, Maite Rodriguez, McKenna Elrod, Tess Mata, Annabelle Rodriguez, Rogelio Torres, Alithia Ramirez, Jace Luvanos, Jolias Suguero, Miranda Mathis, Elijah Torres, Eliana Torres, Alexandria Rubio, and Jackie Cazares, and Jose Flores Jr., because all of them no longer have the chance to. The students that you see seated to my left hold an incredible amount of potential, the kind of potential that could change the world in a significant way. The future is in our hands, and I believe that each and every graduate here tonight is capable of impacting the world for the better. All of you are looking at the next generation of young adults that will one day lead our country in office, feed the hungry and the poor, encourage women empowerment, become well-known entrepreneurs, fight for racial equality, educate young children, promote social justice in all of our communities, and save human lives. Our years spent here at Brackett High School have given us the foundation for a successful future. It is our time to venture outside of Bracketville and start doing more of what we are truly passionate about. It is time that we graduates discover and explore new aspects of life that bring us true joy and happiness. Our lifetime here on Earth is much too short to not enjoy it. As we graduates leave this stadium tonight, I want us to cherish every high school memory that we hold in our hearts. However, let us never forget that who we were in high school and the things that we did over the years do not define who we are today, nor who we will become in the future. As we enter the next chapter of our lives, I encourage my classmates to be brave as we step into a world of uncertainty and chaos. Understand that with growth comes failure. We as a class must learn to embrace failure and trust in our own individual journeys. Former First Lady Michelle Obama once said, "Don't be afraid, be focused, be determined, be hopeful, be empowered." Let us always remember that life is a valuable gift that should never be taken for granted. Brackett ISD will forever hold a place in each of our lives and hearts. Class of 2022, tonight is a night that you should be overwhelmingly proud of yourselves and all of the other graduates sitting next to you. Our hard work has finally paid off. No matter where life takes us, let us always remain humble and remember the small town that we came from. I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for each of us. Once again, I would like to thank everyone here for coming to celebrate the many accomplishments and high school graduation of the Brackett High School class of 2022. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone. We will now have Dominic Munoz with the presentation of the senior gift.
As we, the class of 2022, move on to the next chapter of our lives, we look back on pride. We all have come from a community that supports each other. The class of 2022 chose to present BISD with a very special gift. The podium that we are using tonight was specifically made for Brackett ISD. It will be with the pride that the class of 2022 will be able to leave something that they will know will be used for special occasions, presentations, graduations, and much more. The school board and administration are pleased to present you tonight this special designed and made podium. Our hope is that when you use this podium, you will remember us, the class of 2022. Today facilities will now introduce the superintendent of schools.
Ms. Diaz has been part of Brackett ISD community for the last 4 years, where she worked as the Brackett Secretary, Assistant Principal, Jones Elementary Principal, and now our Was that supposed to say interim superintendent. She brings 25 years of educational experience to the position. Prior to Brackett ISD, Ms. Diaz's administrative experiences included being a principal, curriculum coordinator, and educator for San Del Rio CISD, and working as the adult education coordinator for Southwest Texas Junior College. Ms. Diaz has a passion and commitment to ensure that all students learn to their highest potential through collaboration of the school community, teachers, students, and families. Ms. Diaz is a certified superintendent in the state of Texas, has a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Incarnate Word, and Masters in Educational Leadership from Sul Ross State University. She has been married for 24 years to Arturo Diaz Jr. and has 2 children, her daughter Emily, who lives and studies in New York, and her son and future daughter-in-law, Arturo and Jade, who live in Pennsylvania. Our intern superintendent, Mrs. Diaz.
Thank you, Diego. That was great. I appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. What an honor and a blessing for me to give my first superintendent address to the class who was in their first year of high school when I came on board at Brackett ISD. They may not remember, but I do remember those little freshman faces who were just trying to figure out their way at the high school, just like I was trying to figure out my way in this new district. But I think together we can confidently say that we've done pretty well in finding our way from this moment, and only great things are left to come. Parents, families, and staff members, be proud of the accomplishments of the class of 2022. The tragedy in Uvalde has affected us all, and our thoughts and prayers will continue to be with the community. But tonight, although our hearts are heavy, we share in the celebration of life, of the amazing things these graduates have accomplished. It is in coming together and working together that they've reached this special milestone. And as Ms. Price stated, tonight is your night. Now, to the graduating seniors, I ask all of you to take a moment and reflect on those senior activities. Those pranks, that last week of school. I think those ideas say a lot about who you are, where you will go, and what you can do. Create pictures as bright as all of those balloons you filled the hallway with. Each one so bright and colorful represents the future ahead of you. And when the challenges arise, like the cups of water that were hidden among the balloons, remember, don't be afraid to work through the difficult moments. And just like you had to mop up all that water, sometimes you will have to dry tears. Tears from frustration, from fatigue, and even from failure. But those tears will dry up, and you can move on and go back to focusing on the brightness and the positivity of the colorful balloons. Then, just like you planned that breakfast barbecue in the middle of the teacher parking lot, in life, Don't be afraid to take risks, but always be willing to take responsibility. And understand that sometimes you might have to make minor adjustments in order to stay on a safe and good path. And as you head out into this new chapter, be sure to take time for yourself. Rest and relax and find that couch. Maybe it's in the middle of the student parking lot to take a little break. Stay humble, stay kind, think of others. Remember that your words matter. Life is not perfect, and it is certainly not easy, but you are all ready. We have seen you grow and learn and are excited to see the great things you will do. Never forget where you came from. Never forget that you are loved and believed in. Never be afraid to go out and make that positive difference in the world around you. Be bright. Take positive risks. Make a difference and make us proud. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Abraham Morales will now be introducing our guest speaker for the evening.
Thank you, Ms. Diaz. Tonight we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Victor Cantu. Mr. Cantu is a 2010 graduate of Brackett High School. He then went on to attend and graduate from Massachusetts Institute of Science and Chemical Biological. While at MIT, he did research in nanomaterials and using biology to build solar cells and batteries. Before returning to graduate school, he worked for 3 years at a biotechnology startup developing medicines. Currently, Mr. Cantu is a PhD candidate at the University of California, San Diego, and will soon be a doctor. His original research was into what we could learn from the bacteria in animal poop, but after the pandemic began, his research shifted into monitoring the spread of COVID in schools to help prevent large outbreaks. Once he graduates, Mr. Cantu wants to take some much-deserved time off, and then he wants to work as a professor. He wants to mentor students in research and teaching students engineering. Please help me welcome Mr. Victor Cantu.
Hi everyone. I once sat in your guys' exact same spot, about to cross the stage as a graduate of Brackett High School. And just like you, I was hoping that my guest speaker would have a short speech, because I just wasn't really looking for advice at the time. I was sitting there like, I'm good, thanks, and zoned out. This is to say, I know you're hoping my speech will be short, and that I won't try to give too much advice, but that's just not what's gonna happen here tonight. Sorry, I realize now on this side of things, having been given the great honor of speaking here tonight, that this is like only 80% about you guys, and 20% of this is for me. And there are things I need to tell you guys, things we need to talk about. First off, I need to introduce myself to y'all, because I don't know how many of you even remember me. I was graduating Brackett while you guys were graduating kindergarten. I can't expect you to listen to me, to care what I have to say if you don't know who I am or what I'm all about. My name is Victor, and I've done some pretty cool stuff since I've graduated from Brackett High School 12 years ago. I moved to Boston and got my degree in chemical engineering from MIT. I am almost Dr. Victor Cantu with a PhD in bioengineering, the first PhD in my family. I've gone to do really wild and cool science, like using viruses to build solar cells and studying the bacteria in whale poop. I've won fellowships and published papers. And I'm really, really smart, so listen to me tonight. I give good advice, and I promise I will only be honest with you. So here we go. First off, it is hard out here. It is hard out here. I feel the need to prepare you. It gets harder out here. It's like, damn life. Don't you want to let up? Even just a little? But no, life does not care. Like I said, it's hard out here, and honestly, I fear it's only going to get harder. You are graduating into a more uncertain, more difficult world than the one I went out into 12 years ago, and I want to acknowledge that. I hope that I'm not bumming you out on your big day, but this stuff is important and immediate. I promise you, by the end of this speech, I hope you'll be more ready than ever to live a full and beautiful life in the face of uncertain times. But until then, we have some tough stuff to cover. Please bear with me. There's this show I really like called Undone, and on it, one of the guys says that when he was young, his mom didn't want to mess him up. But as soon as he graduates, he says, she was like, let me drop my secrets on you. And well, life is really about to drop its secrets on you. The parents and older folks sitting in the audience know exactly how true this statement really is. I didn't immediately find out how much harder things can get. No, at first I fell in love with Boston, and with MIT. Everyone was so proud of me. I was proud of me. I had made it. I was living my dream at one of the best science and engineering schools in the world. A place of prestige where some of the most impressive minds in the world taught and studied. I had made it. I was living a life that a younger me had dreamt about. But in the spring of my junior year of college, something happened that knocked something loose inside of me. It made me feel less safe in the world, less sure that I was going to be okay. That spring, the spring of 2013, some friends and I volunteered to help with the Boston Marathon. We were stationed a block from the finish line when those two bombs went off. We couldn't see all the way to the finish line, which I'm grateful for. But what I do remember still stuck with me. At first, people were walking around, confused, trying to figure out what was happening. All that we had heard were two large booms, and we weren't sure where they had come from. Soon, people started calling out the names of loved ones, searching the crowd, desperate to find who they were looking for. Running away. First, just a few people, then hundreds. The streets full of scared people trying to find loved ones. People running, but no longer because of the race. Seeing so many people scared, trying to get away, hoping that those that they care about are safe is a moment from my life that changed how I viewed the world and how I fit into it. Walking around that city, I no longer felt safe. I was on constant guard, and I was scared. I wanted to give up because I had spent so much time hoping for my life in Boston. I'd already spent so much of my life here in Brackett on guard. Growing up, I watched the way I talked, I walked, the ways I moved with my hands. In Texas, I tried my hardest to make sure that people wouldn't see who I really was, and tried to make sure they didn't call me that one ugly word. At first in Boston, I was free from this judgment, but soon after, I again had to live with that fear. I'm telling you this because even the marathon taught me something that I wouldn't have expected beforehand. From my experience, that fear, that watching out for yourself, doesn't just go away when you leave Brackett. No, that hurt sticks with you. You still need to learn to hide yourself away, to not let anyone catch you being who you are, because you've learned to police every move. You've learned what will turn people against you. I'm telling you this because it's important that we deal with our hurt. I know it's hard to hear, but learning how to deal with these conversations can save your life. Talk to your parents about the hurt they've caused you, under the hurt they've been caused, and just hope that eventually you're able to put it down, to let it go, to let it all fade away. If you're strong enough, if it's possible, try to let it fade. We need to have these difficult conversations now more than ever. If you have not had to deal with these difficult things lately, then you are truly blessed. But I want to tell you guys this now, so that hopefully You learn to put these things down and deal with the new hurt, the new fear, the new troubles that are going to be headed our way. My experience has been, the more I try to tackle my hurt, the more I try to get past it, the less it hurts. It takes all of the space, this hurt takes all of the space that exists between you and your loved ones. And dealing with it makes that space smaller and smaller until you're able to reach around what's left and give them a deep hug. And that makes the hurt even smaller. I fear that things are only going to get more tough. And I, again, want you guys to move into this world ready to deal with what it has to give to you. This isn't to say that being invited to speak here is one of the greatest honors I've received. For a while, I dreaded coming back to Brackett. But now, having dealt with what life has given to me, I'm glad to be back. Brackett is a beautiful place with a beautiful community. People spend so much money to go to fancy beaches, and truly, sitting by the Fort Clark's pool in the summer is a top-tier experience. Having a bonfire on someone's ranch, celebrating a quince at the Civic Center, driving around the fort in a golf cart, are top-tier experiences, and doing this with people we have deep bonds with is a magic you won't find many other places in the world. Again, I hope I didn't bum you out, but it's important that you learn how to be disappointed and that you learn how to prepare for what life is going to give to you. Learn how to do it gracefully and gratefully. Learn to be disappointed while you're still living your life. Learn how to put that disappointment aside for a moment to cherish your family, to smile at a video of your niece holding your nephew. Put your disappointment aside when you're sitting on the edge of the Fort Clark pool on a night when the stars are exceptionally bright. Learn to be disappointed and learn to be happy. Thank you.
Now we will have Ms. Callista Terrosis, who will give recognition to our Brackett ISD school.
Thank you, Mr. Cantu. On behalf of Brackett ISD and the entire community, we would like to recognize and say thank you to the Brackett ISD School Board. You spent countless volunteer hours dedicated to all students of Brackett ISD. Thank you. Our school are great because of these men and women. The Brackett ISD School Board, please stand when I call your name. Jesse Terrasas, my dad, President. Guadalupe Rodriguez, Vice President. Tony Molinard, Secretary. David Placio, Member. Mark Bettis, Member. Renee Verial, Member. And Tully Welch, Member. It is now my honor to introduce to you Ms. Christy Price, Principal of Brackett Secondary Schools. She will be giving her certification of the graduates.
Finally, to the part y'all been waiting for. Mrs. Diaz, Board of Trustees, family and friends, it is with great honor and my privilege to certify that the students receiving diplomas have met the requirements set forth by the State Board of Education to graduate from Brackett High School. As the students come up on stage, I ask that all family members stay seated. Students will come on stage and receive their diploma, and pictures will be taken at this time by a specified photographer. Flyers were handed out on information of where to purchase these photos. Graduates, make sure to face the camera and smile. Smile big for your pictures. Mrs. Diaz will do our honors of announcing our graduates tonight. Mr. Vining, Mrs. Welch, myself, and the board members will present and congratulate the graduates with their diplomas. Mrs. Diaz.
If the first row will please stand. Morgan Danielle Welch. Morgan is receiving the Lamar Scholarship, the Kinney County Republican Women's Scholarship, Fort Clark Springs Golf Association Scholarship, Rio Grande Electric Cooperative Scholarship. She is a UIL Scholar Award and an AB Honor Roll student. Ricardo Rangel Jr. Ricardo is a UIL Scholar Award winner and has received Board Recognition Certificate of Excellence in UIL Achievement. Dominic Scott Munoz. Dominic is a Lamar Scholarship recipient, Tony Frerick Memorial Scholarship, Kuntz Memorial Scholarship, Racket Border Patrol Welfare and Recreation Association Scholarship, Rio Grande Electric Cooperative, UIL Scholar Award, AB Honor Roll, Excellence in AP/DC Biology, and Board Recognition Certificate of Excellence in UIL Achievement. Karen Lee Smith. Karen receives the Kinney County Republican Women's Scholarship, Bracket Border Patrol Welfare and Recreation Association, Rio Grande Electric Cooperative. She is a UIL Scholar Award and the Daughters of America Revolution Good Citizens Award. Diego Solis. Diego receives an award for OAP, Institutional Islander Scholarship, FTIC Scholarship, UIL Scholar Award, and the Most Improved Video Editing Award. Anelka Gonzalez. Anelka is receiving the Rio Grande Electric Cooperative Scholarship and a UIL Scholar Award. Zoe Brianne McIntyre Porter. Zoe is receiving the Mountain Laurel Garden Club Scholarship, an OAP Award, the KCJLS Scholarship, UIL Scholar Award, Amazing Auxiliary Award, and the Outstanding Editor Award. Calista Anais Terrazas. Calista is receiving the Fort Clark Springs Golf Association Scholarship, the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen Scholarship, a UIL Scholars Award, and the AB Honor Roll Award. Ryan Alexander Duncan. Ryan is receiving the Rio Grande Electric Cooperative Scholarship, and he is also a UIL Scholar Award winner. Abraham Morales. Abraham is receiving a full ride athletic scholarship to attend the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. He is a UIL Scholar Award winner, Excellence in Anatomy and Physiology Award winner, and an Academic Excellence Award in U.S. Government. Haley Allison Blevins. Haley is receiving the Rio Grande Electric Cooperative Scholarship. Jeremiah Christian Campos. Jasmine Cook. Damien de la Cruz. Russell Everett Earwood. Anissa Brianna Falcon. Esperanza Lachey Falcon. Bailey Renee Fisher. Itzel Diana Garcia Avila. Brianna Bernice Garza. Isaac Wayne Garza. Yesenia Angélica Hidalgo. Yesenia is receiving an award for Math Models Achievement. Miles Garrett Crum. Montserrat Eufemia Montelongo. Tyler David Bettis. Armando Rodríguez Ramírez. Karime Nailí Rodríguez. Sergio Sánchez. Sergio received an award for his OAP participation. OAP. Zane David James Subak. James is receiving an award for academic achievement in the United States history. Brigari Lisbeth Talamantes. Marissa Lee Turner. Marissa is receiving a scholarship for OAP, Kinney County Republican Women's Scholarship, the Rio Grande Electric Cooperative. She is on the AB Honor Roll and also received the Gilbert Reda Memorial Scholarship. Edgar Valdez. Edgar is receiving the Sofia Gomez Memorial Scholarship and also received an award for Most Improved in U.S. Government. Villarreal. Michelle is receiving the award for outstanding work on the 2022 Tiger Yearbook, the Math Models Achievement Award, and the Amazing Auxiliary Award. Cinco Hap Wardlaw. Cinco is receiving a scholarship for OAP. Jesus Manuel Valdez Jr. Chewy is receiving the AB Honor Roll Award, the Good Character and Best Helper Award, and Superior Academics Award. Desiree Nicole Villarreal. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, if you will please stand. I now present to you the graduated class of 2022. Graduates, you may now move your tassels. And Miss Zoe Porter will now introduce our drum major. So Edgar, if you please come up.
Tonight, Edgar Valdez, the Mighty Tiger Band drum major, will for his last time direct the band in the school song and fight song along with our color guard members. Will Edgar please come to the podium to perform senior roll call for their last performance with the Tiger Band?
Can I please have the following seniors join myself and the band for our last performance together? Damien De La Cruz, Ryan Duncan, Rosa Earwood, Zoe Porter, Rita Alamantes, Marisa Turner, and Michelle Villarreal. Yeah.
If everyone will please stand for the school song and fight song. As we have our band members come back over with our graduates, I will introduce our rose ceremony. Our traditional rose ceremony will be a symbolic dedication and thank you to those individuals whom students chose to acknowledge as an inspiration to them during their educational years. Students will announce the name of those who would like to recognize family and friends in the stands. Please wait until the ceremony is complete before coming to the field. There will be time after graduation to have all the photos that you would like. But before we do that, I believe the seniors have something that they want to do. Right there. So if I can please have the first row of graduates stand and come to the stage. Morgan Welch.
I would like to present my roses to my 3 parents, Justin Hidalgo and Yolanda Reza.
Ricky Renhel.
I would like to present my roses to my parents, my grandma Abuela, and the famous Miss Julie Bruce.
Dominic Munoz.
I would like to present my roses to my mom, Jessica Munoz, my grandma, Maribel Blanco, and my aunt, Samantha Rios.
Karen Smith.
I would like to present my roses to Jessica Campbell and Gary Griffin, the Watts family, and the Fisher family.
Diego Solis.
I would like to present my roses to my mom, Miss Yoli Solis, and my other mom, Mrs. Rangel, and the one and only Julie, Miss Julie Bruce.
Nelsa Gonzalez.
I would like to present my roses to my families, Miss Julie Bruce and Mr. Graylin Viney.
Zoe Porter.
I would like to present my roses to my family, the Turner family, and the Terrazas family.
Callista Terrazas.
I would like to present my roses to my parents, Jesse and Bernice Terrazas, Tanya Morgan, and the Royce family.
Ryan Duncan.
I would like to present my roses to my parents, my sister, and Mr. Willis.
Abraham Morales.
I would like to present my roses to my parents, my grandma, and Mr. C.
Kaylee Blevins.
I would like to present my roses to my mom and dad, my brothers, and my Uncle Mike. Rest in peace.
Jeremiah Campos.
I would like to present my roses to the Mata family, the Salazar family, and to my younger sisters, Ebony and Bethany Campos.
Andres Castillo.
I would like to present my roses to my grandparents of the Castillo family, as well as the grandparents of the Falcon family, as well as my father, Sasa Castillo.
I would like to present my roses to my grandma Sylvia Flores, my mom Stacy Flores, and my tío Roger Flores.
Yes, Nelson.
I would like to present my roses to my siblings, my mom, and my grandma.
Damian De La Cruz.
I would like to present my roses to my mother and father, Brenda and Saeem De La Cruz.
Russell Earwood.
I would like to present my roses to my mother, Rachel Earwood, and my father, Dale Earwood, and a special thanks to my boy Cookie over there.
Anissa Falcon.
I would like to present my roses to, my mom Ramona Falcon and my dad Ramon, in loving memory of my mom and my brother and my tío Esteban and Maria Juarez.
I'll be presenting my roses to Mom and Dad, the Hutchinson family, and Guadalupe Gonzalez.
Bailey Fisher.
I would like to present my roses to John McCaskill, the Campbell/Martinez family, and the Smith family. And although she's not on the paper, my Aunt Kelly. She deserves all the roses in the world.
Itzel Garcia.
Mi representación de rosas es para mi familia, mis abuelos y mis hermanos.
Brianna Garza.
I present my roses to my parents, my grandparents, and my cousins.
Isaac Garza.
I present my roses to my mama, the Rivas family, and the Knoll family.
Yesenia Hidalgo.
I present my roses to Helen Garza family, Jesus Hidalgo, and the Rubio family.
Miles Crum.
I present my roses to my grandpa and my other grandparents and my tia and Uncle Bubba.
Monse Montalongo.
I present my roses to the Martinez family, the Montelongo family, and to Chica Hernandez.
Tyler Pettis.
I'll be presenting my roses to Candace Pettis, Peter and Edwina Pettis, and Pete and Leslie Pettis.
Armando Rodriguez.
I present my roses to my dad, Armando Rodriguez, my mom, Armandina Rodriguez, and my two sisters.
Karine Rodriguez.
I represent my three flowers to the Rodriguez family, the Calderon, and my loving memory of my dad.
Sergio Sanchez.
I would like to present my roses to my parents, my sister Sabrina, the Gridley family, and my role model, Mr. Graylin Viney.
Zane Supak.
I would like to present my roses to my grandma Sarah and my two aunts.
Bree Talamontes.
I'm presenting my roses to Grandma and Mom, Uncle Sam and Angelica, and Uncle Louie and Aunt Laura. Love you guys.
Marissa Turner.
I'm presenting my roses to the Gutierrez family, Elia and Luis Gutierrez, the Cruz family, Sonia and Esther, and the Denman family.
Edgar Valdez.
I will be presenting my roses to my family, the Pettis family, and Mrs. Bruce.
Michelle Duriel.
I will be presenting my roses to my family, Daniel Flores and Diana Villarreal.
Cinco Cap Wardlaw.
I will be presenting my roses to my parents, Dutch and Casey Wardlaw, and my grandparents, Deborah and Jimmy Brown.
Chewy Valdez.
I would like to present my roses to my mom, my two sisters, Rachel Fuentes, Myra Fuentes, and Rebecca Flores.
I represent my roses to my parents, David and Dora Villarreal, my tia and Theo, Denny and Lily Villarreal, Damien and Vanessa, Dylan and Ashley.
At this time, seniors, if you will please stand. Make sure you have all your stuff. The seniors will be making their way to the family members. And as they are doing that, again, I would just like to say thank you for coming. Thank you to all of the law enforcement that are here tonight. Thank you to Michael and Allison Watkinson for helping us with our technology. Thank you to the school board members, our teachers and staff. Would not be able to do what we do without all the wonderful, amazing people that we have working here in our community and at BISD. I did it! This does conclude our graduation ceremonies. Graduated seniors or graduated class of 2022, just a reminder, project graduation, doors open at 10 and close at 10:30. And everyone have a blessed and safe trip home. Thank you all very much.
She said go pop it on pilot.
Thank you.